How are you?
Good, how are you? How's it going? You too. You as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, you're going back to BC?
Yeah, as now my plan is to go back for my junior year, kind of talk to the front office a little bit, and I kind of just think that's it's best for my development going forward.
What went into that decision?
I think just kind of right now I'm just focused on getting bigger and stronger, and I think kind of for myself, kind of to make that next jump, I think my plan is to continue to work on that and be ready for the following year when hopefully I make a jump.
Was that like when those other guys signed, when Gabe and when they signed, you didn't want to sign as well?
I mean, obviously your goal is to do that, but I think what's best for me and kind of talking to their guys and their player development staff and just kind of being on the same page as all of them. Kind of my goal is to just focus on the year coming up, and then we'll see what happens going forward.
So what's the summer look like for you so far?
Yeah, I've been training around here up at Prentice. Just I think for me the biggest thing is kind of putting on some weight and getting stronger. So kind of like I said, that's kind of been my biggest focus going into next year.
I know some of the
kind of amount of you want to put on before you sign?
No, I wouldn't say there's a set goal. I think just for me it's kind of continuing to do that and trying to focus on it the best I can, and then see what happens.
Is there like a certain, level of patience that required to take that kind of approach? Like make sure that when you do make the jump, you're as ready as possible instead of rushing it or anything like that?
I mean, I guess just talking to everyone here and kind of on my end too, it's just kind of when I'm ready and kind of what they want as well. But I think just kind of that putting on that weight and kind of being more physically ready is kind of what I think is best for me.
You mentioned Prentice. I'm curious, just, are you working with I know some of the Rangers guys are up there. Are you working with some of them?
Yeah, they're in there. I'm in a different group right now, but I see them around, so it's cool to see those guys a little bit. But yeah, I've been going there ever since I was a little kid when I played on mid-Fairfield and been training there for a lot of years. So working with Ben's always great.
How's the experience been in Boston the past couple of years with a lot of NHL prospects?
Yeah, it's awesome. Obviously, I mean, all our teammates are unbelievable players, and a lot of them have made the jump, and it was pretty cool to kind of see what they've been doing and watch their debuts. So just super happy for all of them, and really fortunate to be able to play with them.
Was it cool to see Higgins get drafted by the Bruins?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I think he was pretty happy, especially the Adam Sandler thing. So I thought that was pretty funny. So it was really cool.
How did you feel about your season with BC this past year?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought I made a little bit of a jump from freshman year. I thought just kind of, like I've been saying, what I've been focusing on is kind of putting on weight and kind of being able to close plays in the corners and stuff. And I thought I did a little bit of a better job with that. And I think just continuing to work on that stuff will help me going into next year. My
understanding is that you get a lot of tougher matchups. PK. It sounds like a lot of defensive responsibility. How do you feel like you're handling that? I guess, and how do you feel like that's kind of become a staple of your game?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of the role I've been in. I played with Eamon Powell last year. He's obviously a pretty offensive player. He's a good guy to play with, and I guess just for me, I just try and be there and be able to help and close plays, and no matter who I'm going against, just try and be hard to play against.
Cool. Thank you. So, had a few of these now. How many development camps have you had?
It'll be my fourth.
This is your fourth?
Yeah.
But you're a pro now. You got a taste of AHL last year. What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, it was awesome. Obviously, it's a bit different than college hockey, so to be able to kind of come in for a month and a half and play those 11 games was good for me, and those guys over there helped me a lot adjust, and the coaching staff as well as the management here kind of helped transition my game, and I'm still learning and growing, but it was definitely good.
Do you have anything stick out in your mind as you went into the summer after getting that experience, like, okay, here's what I'm going to have to do to make the next jump?
Yeah, I think just quicker plays. Guys are bigger, faster, stronger, so being able to get the puck and move it right away or know where the next one or two plays are is important. So kind of working on that going into the summer.
How was the speed and the pace and all that kind of stuff, physicality in the pros as opposed to college?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously bigger, faster guys, so a little more speed, a little more physicality. Guys have more skill, so definitely a tougher game.
Did you get a lot of ice time?
Yeah, it was great. Kind of was able to play all scenarios, PK, power play, and really try to grow my development. So it was nice.
What are your goals for this summer and then going into training camp here?
Yeah, obviously just work on all facets of my game and continue to grow and develop and come into camp here in the best shape and best player I can be. So.
Was PK something you did in college as well?
Yeah, I did PK in college.
So you've always played all situations?
Yeah, throughout college I did.
Uh-huh.
Do you feel more prepared now to play in Horford now that you played those games last season?
Oh, for sure. I think you don't really understand kind of the play and the level until you're there playing it. So definitely was great to get those games in.
Who did you play with?
I played with a couple guys, Abu Kabel, who came up here. Played with Brisson a bit. Played with Bleeder, Belzile a little bit. So a lot of older vets who helped me grow. And those are great players, and it's so easy when you're on the ice with them.
For you, it's mostly been center, right? Like that's always been your position.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what you plan to continue, I'm sure, from
Yeah.
here.
Yes.
And then you mentioned trying to get bigger, stronger. Like, have you made at least gains that you can, quantify for us or anything like that since the season ended, or even in the last year?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, just in the weight room, specific testing, just getting better numbers on those year in and year out, and continue to develop those as well as my on-ice speed and quickness. So definitely have better numbers this year.
Is it just a strength thing, or do you want to add mass too in terms of actual weight?
Yeah, obviously you want to be bigger, but I think there's a limit to it, and as well as staying quick and fast. So finding that balance between strength and mass and muscle, as well as still being agile and quick. So definitely balance.
How would you, I guess as you make this next step, how would you maybe describe your game or feel like your game, how will your game show at these next levels?
Yeah, I think, I'm a big, strong, powerful two-way center, who can play offense as well as, be good defensively and, help create time and space for my teammates. So, that's what I'm kind of trying to bring to all levels.
Two-way, very much, it sounds like.
Yes,
is what
yes,
you
sir.
pride yourself on.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, Noah.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Appreciate it, Noah. Good luck with everything. Enjoy the summer.
Yeah, good to meet you.
It's nice to get to know all of our seniors and grateful to be able to play with them. But it was awesome. College hockey is something special. So
You learn anything about yourself or your game throughout that process?
yeah, just realize that you got to keep getting bigger and stronger because when you're playing against 25-year-olds, it's it's a man's game. So just keep getting stronger.
I remember you said that was something that you wanted to do last summer. Did you gain any weight? Did you put any weight on?
Yeah, for sure. I gained about 10 pounds of muscle. So yeah, just gonna keep getting bigger and hopefully can keep adding muscle on before the start of the season.
Was it always? I should confirm. Are you going back to college or are you coming here?
Yeah, I'm going back for another year at North Dakota.
That was the plan all along, or?
Yeah.
Were you able last summer to have a full training regimen? I remember you participated in development camp, but I don't know if you'd been dealing with something before then. Was it a normal summer as far as training and everything for you last year?
Yeah. Obviously training for the combine last year and all of that, and it's awesome just to be able to train in Michigan with GVN and those guys. So yeah, full training last year.
What was the college game like compared to where you had been before at that NTDP and all that?
Yeah, kind of like I said, it's a man's game. You're playing against 25-year-olds where these guys have been in college hockey for 4 years already, and they got that man strength. So that was probably the biggest thing I noticed. A little bit faster and a little bit, just stronger.
Mm-hmm. And did you get a lot of ice time, or how were you used typically?
Yeah, I like I got a good amount of ice time, and it's just I was used to play my role, and obviously a big PK, and playing against the first lines and stuff. So yeah.
Does it motivate you to be here and to wear the Rangers uniform?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, it's always a special moment when you get put on the Rangers gear and come on the ice with all these special guys here.
You mentioned your role. It sounds like more defensive PK kind of stuff. I mean, it's easy to look at stats and draw conclusions. We didn't get to watch you play very much. You see the one assist. Is that something that stands out in your mind? It's like that was more about what your role was, or is that an area where you look at and you say, all right, I got to be better next year?
Yeah, for sure. It's it just shows I got something to work on, which is you always want something to work on and always get better, and it's something I can do this off season to keep getting better and show in next season.
Where are you training in the summer?
I'm out in North Dakota.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Spending the year around there.
Yeah.
So you do train with teammates or
training
coaching
with my teammates and skating with my teammates. So just staying with them, staying with my family right now.
How much do you follow what's going on with the Rangers and kind of project yourself, and when do you plan on making it here?
That's not really my main focus right now. I think it's I'm gonna keep working just to get better each season, and it's just focus on winning national championship this year.
Cool.